Here's a video tutorial on how to turn your slick tray on your gold cube actually into a sluice by simply using some low V matting and the proper tools to do the job. I do sell this as a kit. Go to our website, washingtonbeachmining.com. You can purchase it there. It'll come with instructions, or you can follow this video instruction. So why add a matting to the top tray on the sluice? Well, the question is, why not? I mainly use this cube for the beach sands. Rarely do I use it on the river. I got my Gold Hog products for that. So, for beach mining, a bunch of sand pulls down and out of here, and I'm trying to figure out why we have a slick tray here. I've been out and I've even caught gold in some of this rough area, and it's just, to me, I think it's just a waste of space. So what we're going to do is we're going to add this matting to this cube, and we're going to glue it down. It fits in. It's already pre-cut. And then we want to actually bring the matting up. And it tucks perfectly under the sluice. See, I'll pull it out. Put it back in. Fits snug. So now, when I load sand on top of here, the sand will still, since it's low profile V matting, it will just end up running right over that without no problems. But the beautiful and the second most important thing of seeing this is, you know how hard it is to look inside your cube and see if you're catching fine gold, unless you're in the right sun, in the right area, at the right angle, to actually see if you're seeing any gold without having to pull the top tray off. Lay down your sand on this, and you'll actually start seeing gold filling up these V mats. So, first thing we're going to do is make sure that it fits in a cube. Make sure you run down the edges just to make sure it properly fits, because depending on the temperature of your cube, if it's in the garage or in the house, these do expand and contract by temperature. So just pre-fit it, get it used to having it pull out, because when you start to glue it down, we're going to start right at the top. You want to make sure you're able to practice with pulling that up and holding that down. Alright, so let's get started. Just put that away. Now we're going to take the cube, slick tray, we're going to take some sandpaper, and we're going to rough this up. Okay, now we're going to take it into the utility sink and we're going to wash it thoroughly with some Dawn. Who knows what kind of stuff that came out of the river off the beach that went through this, but a lot of cases there's oil in rivers and there's oil on ocean water. So wash it thoroughly with soap and then thoroughly dry it, and we'll come right back. Okay, so now we got it washed and thoroughly dried. I still like to take a microfiber cloth, rub it over these things, just pull up any loose plastic from this and gives it a nice smooth feel. Alright. Okay, so before I begin any further, just realize that this setup is a permanent setup. Once you glue this down, it's not going to come up. So make sure this is something you want to do. Another thing I want to note is this mat, it's thin. Okay, so it can't take the abuse. If you use this thin rib or thin V matting on a river, rocks and everything else are just going to get beaten up. This is mainly designed for beach sand, or really, 1/8 classifying or less. I wouldn't use it. If you want to use the bigger stuff and you want to use this design on a river, use the deep V matting, not the low profile V matting. This stuff is just pretty thin, so you don't want it too thick, but you want to keep it moderate and even all the way through. Again, avoid the edges. Back off a little bit from it. We don't want to see glue being squeezed up onto the side of it. Again, you want to put that line basically about a 1/4 inch from the top, from end to end. Start there with the glue. Alright. Get your mat in right above. Position it. And you only have 5 seconds to place this mat in the position. This stuff will glue it down that quick, so be prepared. And I'm trying to do this with one hand, so I know you can do it with two. Okay. Add some pressure and hold. This stuff dries in less than 10 seconds once hard contact is made. And then we'll just let it sit for about 10 minutes just on the top and let it cure. A little bit longer. They say the total length of this glue is about 24 hours for superior bondage. But this stuff, again, you got 5 seconds to play with, so make sure that you're prepared to get it in and tuck it up and then press down on it just to hold it in place in different spots, and we'll come back in just a few minutes. Okay, so after about 20 minutes and 1 beer, we're gonna come down here. I made a little mark. You can use paint or whatever. I just made a little scratch mark up so I can see where this mat ends. Did that on both sides because I want the glue just about, let me use my other finger here. I want the glue to come up on this second rib right here. Let's get some better light. Let's get down here. There we go. See the edge there? You want to put the glue right about this point here on the second rib. You don't want to put it right towards the end because you're going to get glue spilling out. So I always try to get as close to this edge as possible, and it'll still hold, where I'm not worrying about the edges coming up. So try to go with the second ripple here is where you want to put the glue. Alright, so we're going to lift this up carefully, because the glue is technically not fully cured, but it's going to be dried enough for you to bend the back until you either start hearing some crackling from the glue, but just pull it back easy until you start hearing some crackling where the glue is trying to separate, which is pretty good. So you can see we got about that much back up, and that's kind of where we end up gluing, is right below that. So that's far back enough. It doesn't have to go back any further. I don't want to put any more stress on the front there. Alright, so when I suggested 5 lines of glue, you're going to put one right along the edge here, but not on the edge. You're going to draw that line down to that point here where you marked yourself, just a little bit above the mark. I suggest you do 5 lines. One on the edge, go do one in the middle, come to this one, do another edge, and then I will put another strip basically in between the middle and the edge on both ends. So technically you should have 5 lines. When you're done with the 5 lines, then you're going to come over here right before you're marking, and you're just going to lay a strip of it right here. Alright, so I'll get that set up, and then we'll end up just pulling the flap back down, working it down by grabbing our edges first, and pulling down, getting everything glued down as quick as possible. You have 5 seconds. And once you get it in place and get any wrinkles out of it, then you're going to let this sit for 24 hours. After 24 hours, the glue is hardened, it's ready for water. You can take it out and use it. Alright, we'll be right back with that glue look. Okay, so there's the look of the glue. Lay it on. And now we're just going to roll it back. So the reason we did the top is because it already lined ourselves up for it. So putting it back down makes it easier than just trying to do this all in one step and then trying to align it when it's already sticking down here and you're trying to pull it up. So again, always just start with one line and wait 20 minutes. In fact, we'll have yourself in beer while you wait. Okay, so there you have it. It is in. It's ready to go. You can wash this beforehand with some soap because it's not really always necessary. But when you first use matting, you're going to get a lot of air bubbles in here. So when you first take it out in the field, use a brush, get the air bubbles out of it. Usually after about 2 or 3 trips using this, the air bubbles just disappear. If you don't have a brush, just throw a bunch of sand, wet sand from the beach onto this and rub it in here and get it all rubbed in with wet sand and then turn it on and run it, and that should kill any air bubbles. Alright, so there you go. If you're interested in purchasing this kit with the proper glue to go with it and the sandpaper to use it, well, it's not bad for less than $35. You just added 1 more cubic feet of sluice space for less than $35. Visit WashingtonBeachMining.com. You can also find this product and the kit on eBay. Running some more sand. Show you the additional square foot. Show you the V matting. Watch the V matting. Look at all that gold start popping up. That's the V matting at work. Watch all that gold reveal. So again, now you can see if you're actually on top of the gold or in a good spot, because it's hard to see in the cube unless you let it run. At least with this V matting, allows us to see what we're doing and how we're doing. Well, there you have it. Order some of this V matting. We have a kit on our site, WashingtonBeachMining.com. You can purchase that kit from us or purchase it from us on eBay.